Hey everybody, Matt from SO Motorsports here today. I'll show you guys how I made my custom rear brake light for the Kawasaki KZ400 we have, with a couple of Eagle Eye LEDs from Yitamotor. I believe they both have two LEDs in them. This one's actually a lot brighter than this one. This one's red, this one's yellow. This one you can see the two chips in there. They are silicone filled in the back. They come with a nut. And they, this one you can tell I started to install it. I kind of bent it. And they're already threaded, so it's nice. Best way to get them in is a 7/16 drill bit. It pretty much exactly matches the back. And then you just got to kind of make sure that you give it a little bit of extra give. I have one here I ripped the wire out of because I was too tough on it, but that's about it. You thread your nut on the back, and you can, move it around, give it some fine positioning, things like that. Alright, so that's the rear of my KZ400. What I did, bobbed the fender and got some 16 gauge steel. I cut it to the shape of the fender, rounded off the bottom, and then I used a pair of calipers to mark out the spots for all my Eagle Eyes here. I did 7 red, 4 yellow. The yellows are the blinkers, and the reds I wired with some trick wiring into 2-stage. So that is the running light. That's on all the time. And then when we hit the brakes, it does this. There we go. So it does the little flicker, but if you hold it long enough, it goes through, I think, 4 rapid blinks, 4 slow, and then stays on. That's just so people see you. And then the blinkers look like this. Nice and bright. I also have an LED flasher in there so I can change the speed. So we did that. We drilled the holes. We threaded them all in there. And then I did some wiring under the seat, which I'll show you. So from here, this is going to be our bike wiring loom. Over here is going to be our LED lights. And then this is just a resistor. I don't have any diodes here. I used them. And I didn't get any extra. So essentially you have your ground, which is going to your negative on your battery or the frame, your running lights, and then your brake light. So both your positives, running and brake light, need to go through a diode. Make sure you get diodes that are rated for your wattage or your amperage. It's really not that hard. If anything, overkill's fine. On the run side, I did a resistor. I actually did 3 of these guys. I believe I used 2-watt 50 ohm resistors, so I wasn't limiting it or resisting too much. But I used 3 of these guys right here. And then I just used a kind of a combination wiring loom right here to connect to the single positive. So I just kind of bridged it, and I used quick connectors there so that I could always take it apart if need be. On the brakes side, I added, just after this diode, a flasher module. There's no symbol for a flasher module, obviously, so it goes off to my flasher module and then back in to do those nice 4 flashes. Nothing too crazy. And then obviously it ends at our LEDs, the taillight, and the ground just goes straight to the frame. Nice and easy, nothing too crazy. The wiring's a mess under there because I had to splice different things together. I want to be able to remove the fender. I don't want to have to unscrew the lights each time. So kind of just makes it easier. Alright, so I ran the wiring through this cable. I'm going to clean this up a little bit because I'm painting this, obviously. So I ran one set through one side and one set through the other side, tied them all together, and I had a lot of clips here. Like I said, it took some trick wiring. These Yitamotor Eagle Eyes are very bright, and you can use them pretty much everywhere, but they come 12 volt 9 watt, I believe. So in order to get them to do 2 stages instead of just single brightness, and in order to get them to blink and just work with a motorcycle that's 42 years old, because this is from 76, it takes a lot of wiring. So that's the mess under the seat, but overall, great little product. I don't know if you can see all the nuts under there. So pretty useful little product, and they work quite well. They're very bright. You notice them during the days. You can see, like, compared to, say, Johnny's slim LED lines over there, the stock one on the ZX, the stock one on the Honda, they give a very unique look. So thank you guys for watching. There's Johnny.
Hi guys.
This has been SO Motorsports. You can follow us on Facebook.com/the SO Motorsports, SO_motorsports at Instagram. And if you have any questions, it's the SO Motorsports@gmail.com.